Hello, I'm Tim Beggins, president of Elk Trading Company. In today's natural gas weekly recap, the January spot contract is set to expire today. It is currently trading 375.10, up 3.6 cents, or up just 0.97%. It is currently trading right between the daily pivot and looking for support below the market at 357 and a half, the upper pivot at 393.30. Cash prices are well below $3, so this will act as an anchor and pull prices lower once the weekly storage report is released today. Due to the holiday, natural gas storage report is coming out in just a few minutes. The expectations are running at 95 to 98 BCF versus last year's 87 BCF and the 5-year average at 127 BCF. Turning to the February contract, which will be the new spot contract on Monday, currently prices are trading at 341, up 9.1 cents. Our daily support is again 3.207 and our upper resistance level at 348.10. Taking a look at the weather, the globe. Let's take a look at the Arctic air, which is building again in eastern Siberia and putting a pathway into northern Alaska and Canada all the way through to Greenland. As you can see, the cold air continues to build in eastern Siberia and allows almost a pathway directly across the globe and into Canada. This cold Arctic air will start to descend into the United States around the 1st and push further east around the back end of this week and into the following week in January, with some much below normal temperatures going through the Great Lakes all the way through to New England. As you can see, the cold Arctic air is really pushing south in a strong manner. Let's take a look at North America. When we look at the United States, we can see the cold air pooling up in Canada, and looking at going forward, we can see that this is now pushing down around the 1st of the year and really trying to get further south around the 4th. In the eastern half of the United States should be below normal, and then the Arctic air really starts to come back down again around the 8th, 9th, and 10th. Notice one thing. When we look back, the cold Arctic air is held back by eastern part of Hudson Bay with some warmer water temperatures. Why is this? Well, when we look at the ice, the Arctic ice, you can see that the western part of Hudson Bay is completely covered up with ice, but the eastern part is not, which means that if this continues to ice over, then that cold Arctic air will have a direct pathway into the United States, into what we call the triangle, from Chicago to Boston down to Atlanta. That's your highest population weighted density for natural gas demand. Let's take a look at Europe. Europe is fairly mild at the moment, but then starts to get colder as we get toward the end of the year, and we can start to see some cooler temperatures through the Alps into Turkey, and then really cold temperatures start to come in around the 3rd of January into the 4th, 5th, and then it cycles again a little further around the 7th, 8th, and 9th, about the same time as the United States. Let's take a look at Asia. Asia continues to be same. It still is very cold around the Beijing, the capital city area, with normal to slightly below normal temperatures, all the way through into Korea and parts of Japan. This continues to be a little cooler as we get toward the end of the year and into the first full week of January. We could start to see some cooler temperatures into the eastern provinces of China a little further into the next full week of January. Let's take a look at what's been the winners and losers for stocks in the energy space. Turning to the E&P side, we can see that Antero Resources, up 7% this week, has been a strong winner, along with Oxy, with Warren Buffett picking up some more shares of that big major. Turning to the midstream sector, we can see that there's been some strong movement again for Antero Midstream, We can see FRO, which is a shipping company, and we can see that Kinder Morgan has been up 3.89% and Energy Transfer up 4.8%. It's been generally a positive week for both the E&P and midstream sectors for oil and gas. Again, turning to January, this contract is set to expire today, and the weekly storage report is coming out in just a few minutes. Next week, we'll be looking at the death of seasonality for our article on Monday. Please put your comments down in the section below. Please hit the like and subscribe button as well. Thanks for listening. We'll see you soon.